An all-new MacBook looking to change the laptop industry, coming in at $599. This is the MacBook A18. Let's talk about it! Now, before we get into this topic, I must disclose that this is a rumor that is making the rounds at the moment. At this point in time, this is not an official product. Now, before we talk about the rumored MacBook A18, I think it's important to talk about 2020. In 2020, Apple would make one of the biggest decisions they have ever made when it comes to their MacBook lineup, by introducing the first ever M series processors to be featured on an Apple product. Fast forward to 2025, and this is arguably the biggest and best decision that Apple has ever made when it comes to the MacBook lineup, offering power, performance, efficiency, and a robust build quality. At an affordable starting price of $999 Apple now looks to make waves again, but in a slightly different route. It's no secret that MacBooks have only gotten more popular as years go on. Now, today we're going to talk about the MacBook that's been rumored to be a little bit different from the rest, the MacBook A18. This new rumored MacBook by Apple will be set to release in the next 6 to 8 months, being powered by the mobile A18 chip that's found on the iPhone 16 series of phones, and will release at a price of $599 US. Supposedly. I don't know how many times I'll say that throughout this video, but supposedly. Now, to get a little bit more specific, it will be the A18 Pro chip that's found in the iPhone 16 Pro that will be powering this laptop, as well as 8 gigs of unified memory, a base storage of 256 gigs, and a similar 13-inch form factor as found on the Air series. Now, with specs like these, it's pretty clear to see who this product will be for. Similarly to the iPhone 16e, this MacBook will be targeted towards audiences who don't need all the bells and whistles. People who are looking to break into Apple and get an Apple product without paying the high Apple pricing, but that don't want to compromise and also still want a modern product. This could be linked to students who are just starting to buy their first laptop, people who may be looking for a new laptop that don't want to break the budget, but are looking for a solid piece of equipment that will do web browsing, Word documents, Excel, their emails, and general use, but also has a solid battery life and a solid body to go with it. I can very much see a world where primary schools and middle schools will have MacBook A18s as the primary device. Now, initially when I heard of these specs and the idea of the laptop, it didn't make sense to me. Would this not just be giving people a reason not to buy the base model MacBook Air if they don't need the power that comes with an M series processor? Would that not cannibalize existing MacBook sales? And I still believe with this launch, it probably would. I still reckon it would cannibalize existing sales of the MacBook Air if people have a more affordable, less powerful option if they don't need that power that comes in the MacBook Air. But after talking with my friend Kane, who opened my small brain thinking, he made some great points. By having a MacBook in that $599 option, you are opening up your audience. People who would normally only have a choice between Windows laptops and Chromebooks now have the option to buy into Apple's ecosystem. And the odds are some of them may already even have an iPhone, making the jump into a MacBook more compelling. You may also see that this will slow down the second-hand MacBook market. If we do end up getting an A18 Pro chip in a MacBook, you would find that it'll have similar performance to an M1 series processor from 2020. Now, that's the laptop I still use, and for everyday use, it is fine. I do a lot of my scripting, thumbnail editing, and everything off that MacBook, and it still goes and doesn't skip a beat. Why buy a second-hand older M1 MacBook Air when you can buy a brand new A18 MacBook Air, which also gives Apple another opportunity to get extras like Apple Care, music, all those sort of add-ons that also makes Apple money. Now, with that in mind, if you are going to get similar performance with an A18 Pro chip as you would in an M1 chip, why not just use older M1 chips? Well, the A18 Pro chip is more current and up to date, only being used in the 2024 iPhone 16 Pro chip as opposed to the MacBook chip from 2020. I imagine it would be a lot easier to use A18 Pro chips than to find old M1 chips. Now, that is beyond me. I'm not too involved in that sort of thing. But this is also the same company that makes A16 iPads, as well as M3 iPad Airs and M4 iPad Pros. I think they could figure it out if they haven't already. I would also love to see what you guys think in the comments below, so be sure to let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.